Hey you guys, welcome back to the Style and Beauty Doctor on YouTube, and today we are going to be talking about the Anastasia Riviera Palette. So I'm going to do a demo, and then I'm going to come back later in the evening and let you know how my thoughts are. Although I've tried enough Anastasia Beverly Hills palettes to know that the quality is usually pretty much there. Aside from maybe some flukes that they've had in the past, and I never tried that what's the one? The Subculture palette. I never tried that one, but I know some people had some issues. They were pressed pigments. Some people weren't using them like they were pressed pigments. Yada, yada, yada. But I'm pretty sure I'm going to like the quality of the shadow. Ignore my 2-day-old bun. It was from my Dinner and Blanc event, which I'm going to have a video showing you all about that so you can see it when it was fresh. But one of the rhinestones already fell out. I've already taken it out, so it's not like nice and fresh, because like, well, I'm not used to having my hair up, so I was just like, take this thing out. Plus, when you're 5'9" with a tall bun, getting in and out of cars is not, you know, it's like, oh. But anyway, let's get into this demo. So I'm planning on coming at the end of this video after the day to give my thoughts on the palette, but I'm gonna lean on the side of the quality being there when it comes to this palette. But it's got some really pretty colors and things like that in there, so let's see, let's just see. So I've already have on my foundation. I already did my highlight and contour. I already did my brows. Let's come in a little closer so that you can see the eye work that I'm about to do. So the foundation is the Beauty Blender foundation in shade 4.40N. My highlight is the NARS concealer. I'll put a link to the highlight and contour items that I usually use, because I can't remember the NARS concealer shade, and it's in the bathroom, and guess you don't want to get up. Oh, I forgot eyeshadow primer. Should I do this without primer? Because I usually test eyeshadows without primer just to kind of, I always wear them with primer, but to test I usually do it without primer just to, see how well the eyeshadow pigment is. And I also have no clue what kind of look that I want to do, because there's just so many pretty colors. There's like a turquoise in here, there's a yellow gold, or it looks like a yellow gold, there's a bright pink, there's a purple, there's some warm neutrals. I'm like, I don't know what direction I want to go with, so maybe I just kind of like, wing it. Alright, so I wound up getting up anyway because I've realized I left my phone in the other room, so I was like, I'll do a primer. Why not? So I first am going to take this fluffy brush. This is a Sephora Pro Crease brush number 10. And I'm going to, I normally start with like a nice like matte beigey kind of color. So we'll start with this one, which is called Coastline. And this is my first time going into this palette. Ooh, that's nice. So far this eyeshadow feels nice and smooth. You can see the color pop up, even though this is a lighter type of shade that I normally wouldn't use with my complexion. But it's popping. And plus anyway, I'm not using this as like a shade, it's just like a starter base shade. So now I'm taking the MAC 222 crease brush, and let's see. I'm going with Palm, which is this dark brown color. I usually like to have like a, one of my like reddish browns or an orangey kind of color to put in my crease, just because I like that like sunsetty kind of look. But you know what? We could switch things up. So I'm just going to take that and just kind of darken my crease. Alright, now I really cannot decide which colors I want to use. And I did a pink and purple look last time when I did the my video on the Pat McGrath palette. I honestly don't know what I should do. Well, since the pink seems to be like the star of the palette, I know that's what kind of like drew my eye towards it. I guess we'll do something with the pink. So, taking the MAC 224 brush. Well, actually, I probably should pat this down because I don't think a shade like this is gonna come out as vibrant. But you know what? Yeah, this will kind of show you. So you can sheer out this shade if you use a brush like this. 224 where it kind of diffuses the color. Or you can take like a flat brush, a dense brush, like this one. This is the MAC 252. And then you can tap it on. To kind of get more color. Oh, it kind of looks the same, right? So the pink is not, well, you could build it up so that it's a little more vibrant. Colors like this, here's a little trick to get them to pop more. You can either use a base that's either like a cream shadow or like a cream eyeshadow base, or even like a white eyeshadow pencil, like a jumbo white eyeshadow, not eyeshadow pencil. Yeah, eyeshadow pencil. Like a white jumbo matte eyeshadow pencil. Nothing with like, well, you could use sparkles if you want to have extra sparkles in there. But using something like that is going to make the pigments look even more pronounced and make it really, really pop. So if you have this palette and you want things to pop a lot more, and it doesn't even have to be expensive. I think NYX does a jumbo white pencil, and you can get that and just put that on your, put that down as a base so that the colors pop up more. But, or you can have it diffused, like a nice little soft, diffused, pinky spring look, you know? The choice is yours. I don't have those type of primers in my stash, only because, you know, I do more diffused kind of looks, even though I really love color. So I guess we're going with some pink here. Gosh, and I feel like with this pink here, and then I feel like I should do purple, but it's gonna look so much like the other look that I did with the Pat McGrath palette. But color-wise, that's like the only other thing that like goes with it, you know? Maybe I'll put some more of the, I'll put more of the brown. My hand is kind of going to that purple. Ooh. Let's put a little bit more brown. It's a 217 from MAC. Do you guys follow King Mally Magic? If not, you really should, because she does a lot of the makeup for the campaign images for a lot of these Anastasia launches. And she also does some bomb, when she gets a chance, because you know, when she's not being flown around the world to do makeup for celebrities such as Nicki Minaj on her world tour, she also does some really amazing tutorials on her Insta stories, and then also she posts them on her feed too. And it's always a pleasure to watch King Mally Magic tutorial. But anyway, I mentioned her because she did a tutorial recently where she did the pink, and the pink was like mostly like the main color on the eye, and it was just so gorgeous. Dang, and if I thought of it, well, maybe we can do kind of like something similar to that. So maybe I'll bring more of the pink over, but it was just so pretty what she did, you know? Just get a little more pink in there. Blend that. And when you blend, you gotta be careful that, well, it depends on the look that you're going for. If you're going for something that's more diffused, fine. But if you're trying to like really keep that like color, you want to be careful that you're not blending too much so that it's taking away that finish of the color, you know? Now, I'm probably not even, but it's harder for me to look in like these little mirrors. It's easier for me to look in the big mirror in the bathroom. So if I'm uneven, no biggie, I'll just go in the bathroom and fix it. But I think I do want some of the purple. So I'm gonna take the purple can, and this is the Laura Mercier Smudger brush, and I'm just gonna give me a little pop of color there on the bottom waterline. I love this brush because it lets you like smudge that bottom waterline. The bristles are compact, but the brush is still kind of soft, so it's not like you're like juking your eye out. Okay, so I'm gonna take black liner because I just love that, how it defines my eyes. So my eyes are a little bit like, hello, and I like to like sizzle, sizzle, sizzle. So this is the Pat McGrath Extreme Black. And then even if I make a mistake and get a little bit outside the line, because I like to smoke out the line anyway, it's okay because I'm just gonna take that smudging brush, smudge it all together, smoky, beautiful. But if you want a more defined under the waterline, if you want a more defined waterline and you make a little mistake, don't worry, keep going. When you're done, you just take a wet Q-tip, use it to erase it, take the dry end to dry up the water, boom. Now the top line, I'm gonna line, you know, so that I can see what I'm doing. I can't see what I'm doing in film. So, you know what I just noticed, and I've been looking at this eyeshadow palette for at least maybe the past 15-20 minutes. There is a white shade in there, and initially I was like, well, why would there be a white in there? Why would you use it? And I was just like, you can use that white eyeshadow, put that on first, and then put the colors on top of it so it pops more. Or you can take the white, and if you want to kind of like, you know, bring the color out and just like really be like real tropical, you can put a little of the white on your waterline just to like pop, 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 pop. And it's funny because I was like staring at the white and I'm talking about white eyeshadow pencils and I'm like, duh. Okay, so I also put on my mascara and I'm just gonna take the smudging brush and smudge it a little bit more. I'm also gonna put maybe a little bit more of the purple underneath there. Just because I'm loving how that looks. So far I am liking. This is not gonna be an everyday palette. But it is nice when you wanna have like, you know, some fun with colors. Ooh, I like that. Alright, so I'm going to finish up my... It's very hard to like see, you know, the full picture in like these little mirrors that I'm using in here. So I'm gonna go to the bathroom, fix up anything that needs to be like evened out. I'm gonna put on a lash, I'll put on my cheek, and then we'll talk some more. Okay, I am back. I feel like I'm already ready to make my decision on this palette. But I already feel like I'm feeling like how I think I'm gonna feel unless something takes a dramatic turn. But let me tell you what else is on my face. So I put on my cheeks this Laura Mercier Velour Lip Powder. It's for the lips, but I prefer it on the cheeks, and you can see a demo of me putting it on and seeing swatches and things like that. I'll put that in the description box. Then on my lips, I have this Lorac Alter Ego Lip Gloss in Showgirl. And okay, so let's talk about the palette. So I actually went in and intensified the pink a little bit more with the white that's in here. Now when you do that, you want to be sure that when you put the white down, you pat it down as opposed to like blending it down, unless that's the look you want. But if you're trying to intensify, listen to the words that are coming out of my mouth. Then if you're going to try to intensify it and put another color on top of it, let's say namely the pink, since the pink is a matte, you're going to tap or press it down. If you want to intensify using the white as a base, you're going to press it down with maybe an eyeshadow palette that an eyeshadow brush that looks like this, or you can use your fingers, like a small finger that can get in there, or whatever size finger for your eye shape, and just pat it down. Because what happens is you want to pat down as opposed to using a brush like this is a blending brush. So basically if you use a blending brush, what you're going to be doing is you'll be blending the colors out. So instead of getting like that intense, and it doesn't look as intense on camera as it does in person, but this Bahamas shade is a pretty intense bright pink. If you use a brush like this where the bristles aren't as densely packed as they are here, you're gonna dilute the pink and it's gonna look like more muted. So you want to pack, not, depending on the look you want to go for, of course. But I do love that they have the white shadow in there so that you can intensify the colors. I love this palette already, even though I haven't used, you know, some of the other colors. I like it already because this pink, I love that you can kind of play around, and this is not the only palette where you can do that. But I do love that you can play around with the intensity of the color, especially that pink. You can make it as soft or as vibrant as you want. I like that because it gives you more versatility. This is a palette, this is not going to be an everyday palette for everyone, but it is a palette that if you're going to do a colorful look, you can get all the colors that you need within that one palette. I love that. This is a nice addition to your collection if you don't have a lot of colors like this already. I like it. I am not a fan of like white packaging, only because, child, she is clumsy. She is not to, and it's funny, I say that and my bedroom is mostly white, but the bedroom is a different, well, let's not even go there. But when it comes to white makeup packaging, this is beautiful. But I already have like bright pink stains on here. I don't know if you can see it. And then let's say I touch this and I have like foundation or concealer on my hands. It's gonna be like really, really messy. So the packaging, I like the packaging. I don't like the color of it, but it's Sailor, it's Riviera, it's, you know, it has that theme, so of course the palette is gonna look like that, and I might be the only nut who, you know, has an opposition to that. These colors are gorgeous. I can just imagine what other looks we can be given. Oh, look at this Mediterranean color. And then the one next to it is Inheritance. Like, I can just imagine some of the other looks. Oh, the seaside color. Like, just imagine all of the looks that you can do with this and all the color combinations. Like, that is Palermo. Here's Seychelles. Ooh, Seychelles is so pretty. This is, ooh, look at Yacht. I'm gonna twist my arm up that way. That's Yacht. And then, like, all of these beautiful mattes on the bottom. Some, you know, lighter, warmer shades. Cabana. Looks like a really pretty color. Oh, look at that. Looks like mustard kind of yellow color. That's also really pretty. And then they just mix and match with each other so well. Okay, so it's later. I didn't feel like setting up the camera, the tripod, turn on the light and all that. My opinion has not changed. I still love this eyeshadow palette. The pink still stayed as vibrant as ever. No, what do you call it? Creasing and all that other stuff. But I did use a primer. But like I said before in the beginning of the video, I've never had an Anastasia palette whose quality I didn't like, right? You know? It's all about the colors and how much you're going to use them. Okay, so the Riviera palette, it launched on March 7th online, and it rolled out into stores where you can buy Anastasia. So if you're talking Sephora, Ulta, Macy's, you know, those kind of places where they sell Anastasia Beverly Hills. I believe they also sell Anastasia Beverly Hills in Nordstrom as well. So check it out. So the price is $45, and when I saw this launching on social media and I saw like Mally's tutorials with it, I was like, oh my God, I want that. Even if they don't send it to me in PR, which they did send this to me in PR. I was like, oh my God, I think I really, really want that palette. And you guys know that when it comes to my makeup stash, I'm very, well, now I am. Back in the day, I wasn't. But, you know, within the last 2 years, I have been very minimalist when it comes to how much makeup that I own. So my makeup buying process is a lot longer than it used to be. So I was definitely considering getting that palette, and I would have paid $45 for it because it's just so many pretty colors and so many different combinations that you can do. And it's spring. Well, it's not spring yet. And even when it is spring, it won't be spring. But spring is coming, summer is coming, and you know, the girls want color in their makeup. Okay, you guys, so that was Anastasia Beverly Hills Riviera Palette. I have done more than enough talking, so now it's time for me to hear from you. Let's get chitty chatty in the comments. Let me know, what are your thoughts? Did you get the palette already? Are you gonna get it? If you're not gonna get it, let me know why you don't wanna get it. Let me know in the comments. Let's just talk everything Anastasia Beverly Hills Riviera palette. If there's another like similarly colorful palette that you might have your eye on, let's talk about that in the comments as well. Make sure you follow me on social. I'll have the links in the description box as well as on the screen. I'll have my @ to my social media. And I will see you fine folks in my next video. Bye guys.